I'm your host, Eric Novak of the Wrestling Republic, and today we have a special guest. He is part of the Wingmen, Cezar Bononi.
Eric, everybody listen to it. Thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited to see where this conversation goes and to talk about wrestling because I just love talking about wrestling, anything about wrestling. So pretty sure it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So the way we're going to start this fun is we're going to talk about your first ever idea of wanting to become a pro wrestler.
Okay, so I think the first time I ever watched wrestling, not think, as I remember, was Brazilian wrestling, which is called Telecatch, and was a show called The Champions of the Ring, it's Campeões do Ringue, and it was a Brazilian wrestling company. It was on TV, and I remember watching that with my grandma, and I fell in love right away. Then a little bit later, when I finally got all the money from, like, every month, my dad would give me like $10, and I had to save like $150 to buy a Nintendo 64. And me and my brother, we would play WCW versus NWO Revenge, and that was it. That was like, hey, this is something special. Then later, when we finally got internet in Brazil, I was able to download some WWF matches from Attitude Era, and I remember waiting whole night to download one match to watch the next day because we were only able to connect after midnight. So I'll wait for midnight, find a match, download it, go to sleep next day. If I was lucky, the download will be complete and I will watch a whole match. And then when I was 18, I looked for a school or some place to learn, and I found the Brazilian Wrestling Federation, which is where I started. So I started 2004, I guess, and trained and wrestled for almost 2 years. Then I stopped because I started to dedicate myself to American football. And then later, 2014, I got back to wrestling. Then WWE reached out to me, and I'm here.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Wow, but that's such an amazing and inspiring story. You know, obviously you weren't privileged, growing up, and you had to wait your turn to, do certain things, even to download a match just to watch. And now, you're wrestling on TV. It's a very inspiring, very emotional. How does that still, do you say that to yourself sometimes? After?
I do. And like most of my family, my friends from Brazil, they don't know what it is because I was probably the only one that liked it, that knows what it is. And sometimes I'm just like in the same show. Like last week I was on JCW, and the same show that I was wrestling, Scotty Hottie was wrestling as well. And he was my coach as well. And I was just like, I stopped for a minute. I was, wow. So like, this guy that I used to see on TV, we were working on the same show. And we're talking, we remember all the things that we went together at the NXT. And sometimes I just got to stop and think a little bit of everything that is going on. And I don't have too many people to share this dream because they don't understand what it is. My family, my friends, they don't understand what it is. For them, the biggest thing I did was move out of Brazil, move here to the United States. This is like, oh, he did big things. But for me, whatever I remember, like all these big names that I have their phone number on my phone and I text with them, that I remember watching them on TV, like Billy Gunn and all these guys. I was like, wow, it's been something special.
That's amazing. How do your family see what you're doing now? Like, do they watch you? Do they, do you show them stuff? Like, do they know what you're currently doing on TV and everything?
They don't, because they're not fans. They think it's cool. Like, my brother likes it. He's not a fan that watches every day, but he knows what it is. He knows the names because we used to do all together. We even trained together, have a few matches back in Brazil together. But one really cool thing that happened was after 6 years that I left Brazil, In December, I went there to see my family. It's been 3 years that I don't see anybody, and 6 years that I don't work in Brazil. And we were able to put up a show with the Brazilian
Oh,
Wrestling Federation.
you posted
And
this very
it
recently.
was a great show. It was amazing. It was a good homecoming. I had a great match with the champion, and it was fun. It was good to see the scene growing in Brazil. All my family went there, of course, and they were there. We had like over 400 people watching wrestling, which in Brazil is amazing. Like no international star in 400 people is pretty good because Brazilians, they only care about international things. It was pretty cool. It was like I needed something like that to myself to remind me why I was doing that for so long.
That's amazing. That's truly. I saw you post a photo that you went back and everything, and I saw that. And I actually put that was like a topic I was going to talk to you about. So you had your whole family there. That's wonderful. And they saw you do what you know. Did they realize a little bit more what it is that you do now after seeing 400 people cheer for you and see you? They realize, oh, he's like a star, like in film or and stuff like that.
I think they see difference, of course, in my work, because clearly you could see like an evolution in my work. I'm working way better than I used to work 6 years ago. Of course, I've been training with the best in the world for the last 6 years. I've been really grateful to get all this knowledge from these guys that I never imagined I was able to see them, and I was sharing day by day experience with them. And I was smart enough to learn and take advantage of picking their brains. And I could see that makes a lot of difference when I went there in Brazil, and I had a very different match than everybody did in the card. And it was cool to be like the main event, because I usually don't get the same pop that I got in Brazil. And I remember I just got goosebumps. Remember when my music started to play, everybody was screaming. I was, what is this? Is this why I'm doing this? I gotta keep going. That's why someday in the United States, that's gonna happen to me as well. My music's gonna play, everybody's gonna pop. This is what I want. That's why I think it was a good refresh to my career, going there as their hero. And feel that, because now I need to seek that. I need to get better. I can get this right here in the United States. I'm really excited to see what's going on this year. A lot of ideas, a lot of expectations, but let's see. The last couple of years wasn't very, very good, so a lot of chances of this year be a little bit better.
Of course, and like you said, you just made it from GCW. That's your second GCW, correct?
Yeah, second JCW. I had one GCW and two JCW, which is same brand, but and same show. But it's cool. It's cool, like going to different places and being able to do different things, because it's not every place that I can do whatever I want.
True.
That I can be creative to my full extent. And that's why I'm excited for this year, that all these possibilities to explore all my creativity.
So let's talk more about that. Let's talk about that with WWE in the sense. How did that offer come up? Obviously, they went to Brazil and they were scouting, right? So tell the story how that happened, because that must have been a dream come true at the time.
It was a dream come true. So it was so impossible that I did not believe it the first time. And I remember I wasn't wrestling at the time. I was just playing football. I had just, I was playing for the national team. I was captain, best tight end in Brazil for several years. Spending a lot of money playing because it was amateurs. We were doing for love. But I was really dedicating myself. I was training, spending money, spending time, whatever. And Bob Jr., which is the head coach and owner of the Brazilian Wrestling Federation, he called me and said, hey, WWE is I don't have anyone in your size, and they want someone your size. And I was, so you're telling me that WWE is good? I didn't believe, like, it was too much for me. And I just, okay, what day they're coming? Oh, they're coming April 21st. And I was, oh, that's good. I'm getting married that day, so it's not going to be able for me to show up, so whatever. So, and in my mind, I was like, it was impossible to happen, so it's not going to happen. I don't know. He just wanted me to get back to wrestling. I don't know why. And I just went, had my wedding, same day, blah, blah, blah. Next day, I'm on my honeymoon. I pop up my Facebook, and I see a picture of Bob Jr. and William Regal, and I was, oh my God. I lost the opportunity of my life. What should I do? No. I call him right away. I call him, hey, so how was it yesterday? And he said, no, he was fine. They looked for you. I told them that you were getting married, but they're coming back in October, so can you be ready? And I was, yeah. And I say, hey, I'm out. Don't count on me for the nationals, because I'm gonna focus 100% on my wrestling training, because I cannot lose this opportunity. I always wanted to move to the United States and to do something like to be a wrestler, to learn with the best. No, there's no way. I'm gonna shift 100% and do that, and that's what I did. And whenever Regal watched my match, right after my match, he came up to me and said, hey, see you in January. So I was invited for a tryout. Tryout was hard, but everything worked out, and it was great. It was good. 4.5 years learning with the best, definitely.
That's awesome. And tell me how it was like, finally getting on television, getting in the ring with, Andrade, Aleister Black, now Malachi Black. A lot of your peers are now, with you. So it's like you pretty much know a lot of the roster. So how was it like originally wrestling them the first time when it was like on live television?
It was unexpected, because I remember that we used to go to TV and we knew that there was nothing for us, because we weren't, like, I wasn't ready. So TV days were just like a day that we go there and watch TV and be dressed nice and just there. And I was there, and then Malachi at the time, he just walked, hey, me and you tonight. I was, what? And I was, okay. So we did it, and it was a good match. And when I left Brazil, I had a little bit of heat with the other wrestlers, because I wasn't training, and I was picked by WWE. So everybody wanted me to fail. And a lot of people said that I was not even going to have a match on TV. And I remember as soon as I left that match, I was so happy that I did something that people doubt me, and that changed something on me and made my head go in a different direction. So right now I need to seek this feeling, like I need to find meaning in everything I do, because I wanted more. I just don't want to be here and wait for something. I gotta do something. I gotta create. I gotta get there. I need this more. I need this energy. I need all of this. And in that change, I started to be more creative. I was not waiting for someone to give me something. I was creating things, gave a lot of ideas. Unfortunately, such a big roster with so many talented and experienced people, that the ideas that I had was not accepted. But I was not the only one. Like, there was a lot of people in the same boat as me, because it's a difficult system. It's the top you can get it in the wrestling business, is to get to the big leagues and try to do something, which is hard. It's hard. And I just took it everything that I know, everything that I learned, and I'm trying to apply it right now. I'm still trying to apply and being creative and doing more things.
All right,
So
that's
this is what I'm seeking right now. I'm seeking all the knowledge that I got. I'm trying to implement in my today's work.
all right. Wow, that's really nicely said. And yeah, I'm sure you weren't the only one, being um not overlooked, but there's just a big roster, so it's very hard for them to push or get everyone on TV. Unfortunately, you were on there a lot. Like you had a good couple matches with Andrade, a good like 3, 4 back to backs. So it's good to see, and I know you did a lot of like live performance events, all that. I know you and Adrian Ruas, had some tag matches in there,
Hmm.
so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see all that. And how was it like, during the shift? I know it's like not the best part to talk about, but it's like when the release happened, where was your mental state? Where were you at mentally, and what was going through your head?
Well, it was hard because I think that the biggest issue is that a lot of things happened at the same time. We had the pandemic. I was already a little bit upset because I was giving a lot of ideas and nothing was working. Uh, then I
Oh,
got
what were the
released.
ideas? That's always a great topic. I don't want to cut you off, but what were some ideas that you were giving out? People love to hear this stuff.
Ideas for my character. I had a lot of ideas for my character, but since I'm very shifted to the Brazilian culture,
Mm-hmm.
that is not very well known here in the United States, it was a little bit hard to explain to people why we think in a different way. So my character ideas were all based on Brazilian crooks. And the
Mm-hmm.
Brazilian crooks, they operate in a different way than the crooks in the United States or any Latino crook,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I was explaining, like, so this is how, if something like that happened, this is how we do in Brazil. People, why? Why do we do like this? I don't know. It's something cultural. That's how we do in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but why? I don't know why. It's like, why do you think that way? I don't know. That because it's your culture. You're broad. You were made all around that. It's the same thing in Brazil, but it's differently. And so it didn't make sense in their minds because they don't understand Brazilian culture. And by what I've been trying to work now is how to explain why we do things in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
so it's easier to people understand why my character is the way he is. And this is the hardest part too, because we need time. We need, and not every time we had the amount of time that we need to explain that.
Do you think that we overlooked the culture, or you think they just didn't understand the culture?
Understand? It's not overlooked. They just don't understand. That's it. It's easier like that, and just way too many people giving ideas and things that are already on their mind, their own ideas as well. It's a big machine. It's a big machine. We just try to throw something to see if it sticks. If it sticks, it sticks. If it don't, we just keep trying to throw something until it finally works.
All right, so I'm sorry I could draw back to the actual question, which is, after the release, how were you mentally? What was going through your head?
So my biggest issue when I got released is that I had 30 days to find out my visa situation,
Mm-hmm.
or I should leave the United States in the middle of the pandemic and get back to my country, and that was even worse than the United States, or try something else. And I had no idea what to do, but whatever, 15 days after that, my wife found out that she we gotta stay because there's so many things that it's gonna be easier for our kid here in the United States than in Brazil.
Caesar,
So
I'm sorry, you cut out. Do you mind taking off the headset? Because that's
if I
probably.
take it off the headset, I won't be able to listen
Oh,
to
you
you.
can't hear me then. Oh, okay,
No, I
okay.
can. I can
Oh,
listen to you right now already.
okay, because you can't hear me?
Hold on. Okay, right now. Yeah, I'm only listening to this.
No, I get it. Yeah, just because it keeps on cutting out. I don't know if you could see, but it keeps on. Like you brought up your kid. I understood it, but the audio didn't get it. So
Sorry, so let me get back. So my kid, I was, it's gonna be way better for him to grow up here in the United States than in Brazil. We're still working on our visa, but at least we are able to stay here. We're able to stay here to work, to do whatever we have to do here until our visa is figured out, which can take, I don't know, it's been almost 2 years already, can take as long as it can. But that was my biggest issue, was like, what am I going to do? And but everything worked out at the end, right? Like, I don't know, I was talking to my wife and we say we are God chosen, so he takes care of us, and he's been taking care of us since during all this time. Like when we finally thought that everything was gonna be done, even worse things came up into 2021, but he's been taking care of us. We were able to pay every bill, to have enough food in our house, even though it was some hard 2 years financially. We were being taken care of. A lot of people helped us, and we're just excited to see what's going on in the next year, in the what's coming up, because we have dreams, we have a lot of expectations, but we know that everything's going to be fine based on these 2 years, the way that we haven't been taken care of.
So I just want to clarify to people who are listening that because it cut out. When you were making the decision to leave or stay, your wife announced she was pregnant, right? And that's
Yes.
what made you decide to stay.
Yes.
All right. So now let's talk about how it's like being a father. What is that like now?
Whew. Man, that's been something. I had a father, but he did not have one, so it was a good relationship. But he passed away when I was really young. Like our parents, they divorced when I was 12, 13, so I did not have a father figure to teach me how to shave, like how to be a man. And I had to learn that on my own. And one thing that I had in my mind that I'm going to be there to my kid to do whatever. And but I had no idea how. So my wife, she was taking care of everything as she was pregnant. She was, this clothes, I'm not gonna need this clothes, I'm gonna need this equipment, this. If he gets sick, it's this. If he has some eye infection, it's this. Ear infection is this. She had everything set up, everything good. And I was, okay, let her do it. And as soon as my baby was born on the December 28th of 2020, my wife was diagnosed with leukemia at the same time. And I went home with a baby, and I had never held a baby in my arms before. That was the first time ever that I had a baby. And I find out at home, because she had to stay and start chemo, and it's pandemic, like nobody could come at my house to help me, and my family was on Brazil. They don't have even visa. They never thought about having a visa, and even if they had, they were not able to come to the United States. And I found out at home with a 5 pounds baby, because he was very small, and I had to take care of him, and it was the best thing that could ever happen. Because if it wasn't like that, I wouldn't have the bond that I have with my kid right now. I'm really bonded with him. I know the way he looks. I know whatever he needs by the way he looks to me. He's 1 year old right now. It's been an amazing experience to raise a kid and give him as much love as I can. Just because there's no explanation. Like, I struggle a lot to understand what it was a fatherly love, and through through my spiritual development, I've been listening a lot. Like, you always look for a father figure to get approval. You don't need that because you have God. God loves you as his kid. And I never understood that because I never felt the fatherly love from my father because he never felt as well. But the first time I saw my kid coming out from my wife's belly, I understood what it is. Like, I was ready to do everything for the little human being, everything. And I'm gonna be straight. The reason, one thing that he does that makes my life easier. Everything he does makes my life harder. I'm not sleeping very good. I have to keep looking at him all the time. My job basically is not letting him die in the most stupid way because that's what baby does. They fall away. They try to get knives, scissors, everything. They climb everywhere. So our job is that. It's like, you gotta be aware all the time. So my senses are all the time. And whenever we go to bed, he wakes up 2 or 3 times a night. So I don't, and I was the best sleeper before my kid. I was like the best. I was sleeping 8, 9 hours every night easily. Just like in a blink, it's 8 hours. And right now it's not. But even though I'm ready to do whatever, anything that he needs, anything. And it was like that I understood what a fatherly love was. Just looking at him, it was, I got it. That was it. And it's been a great experience. I'm just excited to see every stage of his development. I'm excited to see whatever he's gonna like. Is he gonna like sports? Is he gonna like art? Is he gonna like science? I don't know, whatever. I'm just excited to see what he's gonna like so I can like it as well and spend and share with him. I'm just really, really excited for the future with my son.
That's amazing. That's such a warm feeling. I almost teared up. That was a real story. I can't. You did a lot. You did a lot, and especially in the starting of it, no sleep, always watching. It's a lot. So
Yeah.
kudos to you for actually being a man and truly doing all the work, and it shows because now you have the bond. You have a bond that can't be
Yes.
separated. Would you want him to follow your footsteps and get in the ring?
I don't care if he wants to, whatever he wants to. The only thing that I want him is to be the best. That's it. So whatever he wanna do, the only thing that I'm gonna ask him is like, give your best. Give your best to be the best. That's it. Do whatever you want. I'm not gonna do the same thing as my parents and my family did. That is, you gotta do this or don't do that because if I had followed everything that my family did, I wouldn't be here. Because of course my uncles, everybody said I was stupid doing wrestling, playing American football, that I should do something else, that I should go for medic school or I don't know, architecture, anything like that. If I had listened to them, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, no, that's the true story. Let's talk about the road following now. The one of the biggest opportunities that happened during COVID was that AEW came along, and you were seen in there. How did that come together? How did you get in contact with AEW at that time?
So when I finally started to work on my visa, I was talking to my wife, like we were, so what should we do right now? Because there is no wrestling going on. I don't know anybody because I started the WWE here in the United States, so I don't know anybody. What should I do? Should I just change everything and start to work with whatever? Like find any friend that owns a company and ask them for a job, or what should we do? And then we remind that in a lot of our prayers time, we listen exactly that we came here for me to fight, right? Because the word fight in Portuguese, it means to struggle and to fight. It's the same word.
Okay.
It has two meanings. And so she reminded me that, and I was okay. But I need to learn more people, and I need to get better as well, because everything I learned at the WWE, I need to learn what is outside. So, and the only way that I can get to learn more people and learn other things to go to a school. Then I find out Sean Spears and Tyler Breeze's school, which is Flatbacks Wrestling School. And I reach out to them because I still they still remember me, but we had not we used to talk at the NXT, but we knew who we were, and I knew that they were so good. They were always they had always great matches. They were always great. So I just went there. I asked them how did the school works. They said that I was too advanced to the school, but if I wanted to join the school, that would be fine. And they asked me, what is your goal? What do you want? And I straight said, I need to know more people and I need to learn more. So it's going to be good for me to do your course. Probably going to have some stuff that you guys do in a different way that I want to learn, and I want to know more people. And I'm going to start that with you. And I know that for that, I have to join a place. So they let me join the school. Of course, I paid for everything. They help me to pay. They say they pay whatever, how much you can every month, week, whatever. And I was paying every week, every month, blah, blah, blah. And I did the whole course. And I wasn't expecting for them to take me any place. I just needed to learn more people and to go to the Indies and blah, 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 blah. But Sean Spears, he said, do you want to go to AEW? And I was, yeah, of course I do want to go to AEW. And my visa wasn't ready at the time, but he took me there, and I went there, I met Tony, I met everybody. And I saw there was a very, very different environment. I had people from different places coming to me and say, hey, relax, you're not in the other place anymore. You're here. You go talk to people, everybody's cool, and which is true, everybody's cool at AEW. And Tony called me by name. First time he saw me, he called me by name, said he was happy to see me there. And then when my visa finally came up, I was able to work, and of course I was training with Code, Austin, and Billy Gunn at the school as well, so I had a good chance to work with them, and Billy was very giving and helped me a lot through the not just that match, but he still does help me so much with my career.
Yeah, the match.
That's how I end up being at the AEW, and still there, still waiting to see what's going on this year, but it's great to be there. It's just great to be there.
No, it was awesome seeing you. I remember watching you versus the Lucha Bros. It was you, another independent wrestler, and Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson,
yes.
You, Lee Johnson, and then the Lucha Bros. And that was such an amazing match because you were dominating. I know it's like they were supposed to be the ones doing more, but every time they got in the ring, you were just throwing them around in all the ways. And I was like, this guy's gonna be a star. This guy's got the power. This guy's got the strength, the height. It's amazing. So I'm truly happy that you're still there and that you're now more and more on TV. You against Orange Cassidy, you against Jon Moxley. Then you had the 6-man with Eddie, Darby, and Mox. It's amazing to do all that. When did Tony, I don't know if it was Tony, but when you were doing Dark for a while, and at the time you were they do that, their wrestlers have to win. When did it hit to the point where it's like, hey, we're giving you a story, we're giving you a character, and we're going to give you a victory? When did that all slowly come in?
So that came out of nowhere, and I almost passed that opportunity because it was right after my wife's having the kid, and I was home, and we had nobody to take care of the baby. And they called me and said, hey, we need you on TV. And I said, no.
Do you know who you were going to face? Do you know what they were going to give you at the time?
No. They just said, we need you. And I cannot go. I have nobody to take care of my son. My wife's still at the hospital. it's a math right now. I can't go. There's no way. And they said, man, can you really not come? It's going to be a great opportunity to you. And then I asked, I haven't asked the day. Like, 'cause it was such a mess, I haven't even asked the day.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me the day, and they said, that was exactly the day that my aunt, she went to Mexico, stayed 15 days there to quarantine to come to the United States. And was exactly the day that she was going to arrive. So I told them, hey, I can't go because she's arriving at 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to pick her up at the airport around 4, and I'll be able to get there at 8. So is that okay? They say, yeah, we can work it out. So I got there at 8. They explained what we're doing, which was the getting me together with Peter Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to the walkthrough. And then I did that and I left. It was like literally, I got there, hey, this is what we're doing. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, bye. And I left. I stayed there for 45 minutes and I left. And then that's when they started to put me together with Peter. Then they put us together with JD and Nemeth. That was Christian's idea that I found out 6 months after that.
That's awesome.
But we're having a lot of fun. It's definitely not the character that I was creating, but I think I made it work properly, like being serious enough to to bring some threat to the group instead of just comedy.
Yeah, I see you as their hitman. You know what I mean? Like you have Avalon, who's skinny. You got Nemeth, who's like the microphone guy. He could talk. And then there's you. You're the muscle. You and JD are the guys that actually could do the work and take out the. So I see a lot of potential with the Wingmen, and I think it's just great because all 4 of you are just so different. So it's like you can bring in your Brazilian culture into that character very well just by talking more with them and getting your own sideline. Like you have your own singles matches, and that's great. Wait, so you brought up? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going through different ways. So you brought up went there for 45 minutes. That thing with Avalon. What was going through your head at the time? It's okay if you didn't like it, if you did, but at the time, what was going through your head? Like I'm gonna be doing this with him, and what's then? Like, did you care what was next for you, or were you just like, oh, okay, well, this is opportunity, so I'm just gonna take this opportunity?
Oh, this is opportunity. I'm gonna do the best job ever. Whatever they're gonna give me, I'm gonna be the best I can do, and take everything I can out of it. And that I think that's what I did, and that's why we created the Wingman, and we had more opportunities coming up. Unfortunately, Peter got hurt a little bit after that. But I think even that we did a great job. We did a great job because Peter was there all the time, even though when he was hurt, and we were doing things. We were able to have some dynamite matches and all this kind of things. So I think I did with everything that they gave me, I
did the best,
most out of it.
So tell me, who called you? Because you said someone called you and they did all this. Who's the one that actually called you? Like, was it just office person or was it like Tony?
Office, yes.
Yeah, office. All right.
Office person.
All right. So yeah, you must have really had to plan that out just to get there 45 minutes and leave. That's very.
And I was really, really clear to them. Hey, of course I know how important it is, but.
Did they call you later?
Understand my situation right here.
Did they call you later? Or they're like, hey, you did a great job. Did they ever call you back? Like, because they obviously didn't stay long to like talk to anybody like that.
No, I think right after we did it, just like everybody was saying, great job. That was it. So there's something else that we got to do? No, so I have to go.
You drove or how?
Yeah, I drove because it's just, I'm in Orlando and it was in Jacksonville, so it's just a 2-hour drive.
Just a 2-hour drive,
Yeah. For a wrestler, 2 hours drive is nothing.
Oh my god, that's amazing. So, what was your favorite match starting off your career with AEW? Like, what was the one match that you like really thought You did great. Even if you didn't pick up a victory or whatever, this the match that you're like, this is what's gonna get eyes on me.
With Moxley,
With
with
Moxley
Moxley
on
for sure.
Dynamite, yeah.
Yes, it was he's such a mind. There's a reason why he was the best wrestler in 2020. He's really good. His mind works every angle possible of everything that is going on, and I learned more just on that match than all the other matches that I had through my career, because he was very giving to me. He was explaining me why he was doing everything, and after the match, he took at least 20 minutes, 25 minutes to explain me why he was doing this, why he was doing that, why he was asking me to do this, to do that, and everything made sense, and I think it was a good match. I ended up strong with the match. He ended up even stronger, which was the goal, and everybody was happy. And I was really happy with the opportunity to go live for 10 minutes on TV, and 10 minutes on TV is a lot of money.
Especially
It's
with John
expensive.
Moxley. Especially getting in the ring with him. You know what I mean? Those are
It's
all eyes.
expensive, and they were, and he was the top guy at the time,
Yeah.
and knowing that the company trusts me to put me there live on TV, because if something went wrong, it will be wrong, and they trust me to go that, and that brought me a lot of good expectations for the future. So it was fun, it was good. I learned a lot, and I think it was my best match at the time.
That's awesome. It's perfect. And again, someone like John Moxley, the experience that he has is unbelievable. So it must have been a true honor just to hear him before the match and after the match, get a whole lesson from him. You know, that's a very big learning experience.
Hmm.
So you brought up the match you already had. Now, to get more eyes on the prize, who are three guys you want to face in AEW that you haven't yet? Who are three people that you definitely want to get in the ring with in 2022?
Three guys in AEW that I want to face. I want to face a Murder Hawk. I think it's going to be a good horse fight. I'd love to face Dante Martin. I think we can make good magic. And I think Ricky Starks. Yeah,
Okay.
Ricky Starks will be good.
You got
It'll
Lance
be a good match as
Archer,
well.
Dante Martin, and Ricky Starks. All right.
Yes.
I was surprised to not hear Chris Jericho, Punk,
Of course, these guys, like, who doesn't want to, like, who doesn't want to work Kenny? Who doesn't want to work Jericho? Who doesn't want to work this guy? Of course, absolutely. Brian Danielson. But I think with these other guys, it's been something that I've been thinking for so long.
Mhm.
I've, like, working with Jericho, CM Punk, or Brian Danielson, I don't even have to think, because I know that they're so good that they can wrestle a broom, and it's going to be an amazing match.
Mhm.
And of course, I can learn a lot working with them. But these other names, I think it will be something different, something unexpected
All right.
coming out with
Fair
these
enough.
guys.
Fair enough. It's funny you bring up wrestling a broom because Ricky Starks actually wrestled a broom during
Yes,
the
and it
COVID.
was good.
Very funny. So one big thing I want, going to the AEW stuff, I want to also talk to you about your goals in AEW now. There's so many championships. There's tag titles. There's this. What do you like? Let's say someone's listening. Let's say someone big is listening. What are your goals? What do you want? What titles do you want to grab in 2022? What's there for you?
I have no idea what's going on this year. What will happen? So many good people coming in. So many good people coming out. Everything can change. I don't see in the near future right now an opportunity for a title or something like that, but I would love to grab a tag team title. I'm in love with tag team wrestling. I love it. And of course, throwing up right there, FTR is my number one. The guys that since NXT I've been watching and learning, and getting inspiration, I would love to work with them, with any tag team partner in the world, even with you. If they told me you're gonna work with Barrick against FTI, yes, let's go. I want it. But tag team titles, I think I just love tag team wrestling, so it's the only title that I see that I really would like to get, like in the near future.
All right, that's very interesting. Tag team titles are one of the most prestige, championships, and matches are the most, I want to say, entertaining. Tag team wrestling is a very different scale. But let's not look at me as a partner for now. Let's look at Arturo Ruas. You guys had a great match on Dark, if
Yes.
I'm not wrong, and I just think you guys have really good chemistry. How was that like? Getting to tag with him and wrestle with him in the same company.
Again, it wasn't unexpected. I knew he was coming up for Dark, and then, but we had no idea what was going on. Like in my head, I was, oh, we got the Wingmen, so right, nothing. And then we get there and we see that we are together. And I was, wait, why is this going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then we just want to see you guys together, see how the crowd is going to respond, and check what is going on. And of course, looks like not just that we lose a bit, but we got even better together. We did some different stuff, some cool stuff, and it's been almost 3 years that we haven't tagged together. But it was fun to do something different. I don't know what's going on. We are trying to get some bookings in the Indies.
Mm-hmm.
We got one in Florida last year, so we're still working on some possibilities around, because he lives in Orlando as well. So for us, it's easy to get bookings around. So we plan to get some more matches in the Indies together. We don't know at AEW or any other place else, but we are open. I love the Wingman as well. I'm open to get any bookings with the Wingmans as well. I think we can work. Like I'm tag team champion in New York with with other guy as well. So we are open to work with anything, anywhere, every place, anything that can work.
Mm-hmm.
We can make it work, whatever they put in our lab. So I'm just excited with the future. And like Tiger Ruas is amazing. He's really good. It's very different style. So he brings a lot to the table, of course.
Yeah, did you get that spark of of an idea when they put you guys together? You're like, oh, we just want to see how you guys are. You're like, oh wait, this is kind of what I want. You know what I mean? Having a Brazilian tag partner, having the Brazilian team is more for culture than it is for anything. So did you have a little bit of hope, like a little, like I know it's like now it's like it's been so long, but was there a little bit of hope that they were like gonna keep you guys together and that you were gonna leave the Wingman to do more of the culture?
I don't think there was a hope. They haven't been clear with anything like that, so I truly had no idea what going on through their minds when the subject is Wingman or Tiger Ruas. So time will tell.
So what's your contract status right now with AEW? Because you can do independent wrestling.
Yeah.
So how's that like? How's that
So
been?
AEW is very open if you
Mm-hmm.
want to work any independents. If they approve you to go, you can go. And I know that I have to get more reps and get better, and there's no place better than having a match to learn and grow. So that's why I'm trying to get every booking I can. And AEW has been really good with letting me go wherever I want. And they are pretty much like this with everybody that's under contract with them. Of course, there's people that have no interest, or I don't know. I am very interested in working as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm trying to get more bookings possible and being busier that I can.
All right, so lastly, let's talk about what you've been doing, and that's with the indies. You know, you said you just did GCW, and you had a match with Chris Dickinson, Janela. You had like a whole thing with Charles Mason. I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna do a 6 man. I would love to see like a great 6 man for the future. But how has that been like wrestling for GCW? How did the phone call for that come in?
So actually, the first time for GCW, I just posted that I wanted to work the Indies, and then one real close friend to me that we worked together in Chile for WWE stuff. He's booking for GCW, so he helped me up getting there, and Booker right there liked me. That's why he brought me over to JCW, and I have no idea what's coming next, but I think there's something coming next for us. It's been good so far. It's been fun. Good crowd. The crowd is great. They know how to work. They know how to hate you, which is good. This is what I want, right? Whenever I'm working as a heel, I want them to hate me.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what's coming next, but I think that it's not over. We still got some things to happen in GCW and JCW.
Yeah, you looked really good with Chris Dickinson. That was a really good match.
Thank
You know, a
you.
lot of great chemistry, and it was just great to see you in a different environment. You know, being
Yes.
free. That was amazing. So where? So I know you must know a bunch of independent promotions. Where do you want to wrestle next? So for like people to go on Twitter to just like that, for people to just tweet out, I want to see Cezar here or there. Where do you want? Where are the 3 places you want to go independent wise? What are the 3 like independent companies that you've been following recently?
I would love to go to PWG.
Mm-hmm.
PWG for sure. PWX in the Carolinas. I'd love to go there as well. Prestige Wrestling, Warrior Wrestling as well. And of course, I love to go outside the country. I love to go to Mexico. I love to go to Japan. I love to go to the UK or any other place, like even China.
Mm-hmm.
I love to go anywhere, and of course, go back to Brazil as well. Work in Chile. I never worked in Chile still, so even though I went there 2-3 times, I never worked there. So it would be great to work in Chile and any place in South America, because I have a personal goal to make it grow, make wrestling business grow in South America.
All right, perfect. And who are 3 names you want to face in the Indies? Who are like 3 people that you want to get in the ring with that you haven't yet that are not signed to AEW?
Alex Hammerstone, AJ Gray. And I'm gonna throw a tag team right there.
Okay.
Them boys.
All right, all
The
right.
Briscoes.
I wonder where that would happen. It wouldn't be GCW. Wink, wink. Oh my god, that's awesome. And for the last question, just because I love to bring it up, with the Forbidden Door, with everything that's happening, is there any company that you would like to go to? Not to I mean, maybe to sign, maybe to just wrestle. But is there any company that you're just like really happy with the roster? It could be New Japan, it could be Impact, Ring of Honor, MLW, NWA. Is there anyone that you're just like, what they're doing is pretty cool. I wanna get involved.
I think what they're doing in NWA is pretty cool. I like NWA and New Japan for sure. New Japan, like everybody wants to go to New Japan.
All right, awesome. Well, this was an awesome interview. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.